Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Reading this note.
The fish. I did the thing with the left path where like you let him fish and then it turns night.
Here, I'll write down the two that I got.
Alright, let's put that. The left path, let Matt see off fish, right bait equals gone of heaven, and see middle path equals left. Roots of Arcania. I don't
And
remember
the whale
middle
carving
path.
had that message on it. Let me just finish reading these notes.
Where do you see these notes that you're talking about, these hints?
If you scroll down, the God of Heaven and Sea, for example.
Yeah.
In like the second last paragraph, they mention like first one must trek to where the three carven deities of Alo wait their subjects, and there stand before the whale and chant. And then next he must twice circumnavigate the isle.
Lastly, the faithful must perform the dance, thus ending the ritual and securing the Ketuduke.
Yeah, and obviously dance is just like flash dance, right?
Is it? Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna read the other one too.
I didn't even know there was like text in this stuff.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't help that, like, initially when you run it, until you actually turn in the quest, you can't open the journal.
Oh. I usually just do 3 paths so I know what each boss is. Does it matter if you go towards the direction that your boy Elephant Man stands?
You get one extra chest, basically.
Oh, you mean like an extra firecracker?
Nah.
The rewards are so crap.
Let me change my...
So why don't they have materia in normal mode, like, or variant mode? Like, that would make more sense. Like, I don't know. Just make it like a weekly lockout of how much you can get, so you don't like buy too much.
Casuals, and we know that casuals don't use materia.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Right. Good.
Let's get. I am streaming, by the way, so that like have the progress record. All right, following you.
Follow him for a round and see what additional chests we get.
Oh, do our dots stack?
Oh yeah, the variant one does.
Oh heck yeah! Let's go. All right, so right one, Frenchie said was medium. All right, so we're doing well carving, I guess. No, I don't know.
I'm just typing it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually like we got really lucky. My group got really lucky with the first one, but usually it's not too bad to like get like around like 9 or 10 of them, and then afterwards some of them get really obscure.
So people used to live here, all that good stuff. If you don't know anything about me, I hate fishing in this game, so.
I love fishing.
If you hear me just screaming out, I hate fishing, yeah. It's a long running meme with me and my other friends.
Yeah. Well, in my in the Discord I'm usually in, our log channel is like actually just like fishing log.
I don't get it. Like literally everyone I know is like, I like fishing, and I was like, then why do I hate fishing? I don't know. I just hate it.
It's because well, fishing isn't something that you kind of like actively do. I guess some people do actively do it, but I don't.
I think
like it's something that.
Oh, good.
If I have like half an hour of downtime or something, I'll like see what's available.
I think for me, it's like because it's like 90% downtime, and then you all of a sudden have to do something. Like, oh, let me pull this fish. Oh, I lost it because there's an 80% chance you're going to get it. And then that really tilts me. Also, I'm kind of like an active person. I want to like actively do something. So.
Want some active fishing.
Yeah. You know, like some Sega Bass Pro Fishing. Yeah. Like those good old PlayStation 1 games.
Have you tried ocean fishing though?
No.
I think it's more like it's just like 10 minutes of fishing constantly.
That sounds like a nightmare.
Like that more.
10 minutes of fishing? What? So we just like normally kill ads and then we just kind of like backtrack or something? Is that usually how it works?
There's usually like some kind of alternate routes that you can take, like go left or go right.
Oh yeah, I noticed that in Mount Ronkin. I never knew how that like applied.
Or like, and sometimes you can like interact with things. Like for example, in Mount Rockin, you can there's these statues with like moss on them, right? And you can like, I don't know, clean them up.
Oh, I did that, and I also did the one with the katana where you interact with the katana and like
Yeah.
remove the spirit or something.
Did you find like the path to like the top of the temple or whatever?
Nah, I don't know, probably not. I did this like a few weeks ago because I completely skipped that dungeon.
Here, so do we want to interact with the statues or no?
I don't know. Let's go with it. Let's go for it.
Right.
So, were there any back there?
Nope.
Okay.
Fix statues.
So you're taking notes on what we're doing?
Yep.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Man, I wish my summoner could summon this.
And then disappear.
I think my favorite mid boss was Mount Rockin with that Kinochi. Like, her mechanics are pretty cool. This guy is just boring.
Yeah, the Kunoichi wasn't in like the final version.
Yeah, the mid bosses never are. Like this one here is just like, oh no, let me just eat a bone snack because who cares? Now, if it was a damage down, that would be a different story then. Oh, need to put my dot on there. Do you know if like the bosses get more HP if there are more people in your party?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
They try to make them like take around the same amount of time.
And I don't care because I'm a warrior and have IR.
Okay, so the totems do like line AoE. And I imagine if you didn't fix the totems, they would just blow up.
Maybe, yeah, because I don't remember ever seeing that mechanic. I'm just gonna eat this. Oh, it gives us stacking bone. Oh. I see.
Oh, I think you wanted to drag the
Combine them?
orb through the... No, you want to drag the orb
Oh,
through
through the
line
middle.
AoE.
Oh, I missed mine. Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh no, I took 90k. What would I ever do? Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So it kind of makes the mid bosses different. Can you do multiple things per route, or can you only do one?
You can do multiple things, but I think like when you can do that, it ends up in a different ending each time.
Okay, I see. So you don't want to do anything else, basically.
Yeah. Or you can, and just like next time, don't do it. Alright. What are the dialogue options? Which one do we pick?
Go on, don't keep it to himself. I'm not interested. I did not interested the first time, and this is one that we had something different. Did you do not interested?
I haven't done this one yet at all.
Okay, well,
Alright, we can do like...
let's try it. Not interested.
Alright.
And then she does, just look at me. How can I such instant face? Look, I've seen you in Criterion. You're not innocent. All right. Well, I didn't keep pushing it. Yeah, I was keep doing the bottom one. Oh yeah, bottom one again. Bleach your bones, yo. That's harsh. Later. I think we made her mad. You think? Yo, can I be an elephant man? New race, 7.x. Yeah, she teleports us on the top one. Because I did the bottom one and then I did the top one and she teleported me. I didn't realize we could like keep spamming it. Look at this. Elephant man can clear brush. Legit.
Powerful.
What is your main job normally for like Savage?
Bard or red mage usually.
Gotcha, okay.
I do have a white mage out with clear the tier, but it's like pretty ungeared. Because I made it to like play with my friends.
Yeah.
Okay, which treasure chest do we open?
There's always left. Yeah! They're all mimics.
I wonder, can we just ignore the chest? Oh,
Yeah,
no, there's like
yeah.
vegetation there.
I don't know. I guess I should have waited for him to do stuff. Because I was like, alright, let's get the left coffer. And now we're fighting mimics. The achievement that we do would tell us like what we did, right? So if we do like multiple things, it would tell us. No, it doesn't?
It doesn't
Really?
tell you, that's why I like
What?
write down while we're doing them.
So like if I mouse over these things, Roots of Arcana, no, like it gives you like a description. Like
Yeah, it gives you a description, but it's like a lore description.
Ah.
It doesn't tell you exactly what you did.
Oh, okay. What did he say? We can't go any further. We'll have to find another way.
Oh,
There's a lever.
These are the statues where like, do you want to try doing like a statue action or whatever?
Do we have a statue action?
Yeah, so the whale carving. Which one's the whale? Which one's the whale?
We got like,
The whale.
yeah, it's over here. So we do a
There's the
dance.
text. No, before that.
Huh?
Just a sec. And then we go to the sparrow, then the turtle, and then go the other way around.
Okay, I'm following you. Did we just
I'm not sure
back?
if like we want to do it this way though. And then I don't know if I did that right.
Try
I'll do the
circumnavigate?
text over later, and hopefully.
Oh,
I feel like something should have happened.
I think we did it wrong. So looking at the text, after you type in that text, it says twice circumnavigate, past sparrow, then turtle, then well. So we go all the way, so 360,
Oh, okay.
and then go back all the way around.
Let's see. Oh, we can try it again next time.
So I guess like we failed and it just doesn't work. Oh, we gotta go back. Well, it says twice circumnavigate. Oh yeah, I think we gotta go around. Try. Yeah, you're right. So 2 360s, and then another 360
And then, like,
back.
the opposite way, right?
And then it says retrace opposite direction. So I guess 2 circles back.
Yeah, we can try it again next time if it doesn't work.
And then we do a dance.
Yeah, probably we'll have to try it again next time.
Oh, that's fine. I think we have an idea of what this means.
Yeah.
Alright, well, whatever. I think the concept is cool. Like figuring out all these weird secrets and stuff.
For sure.
If they didn't put a mount behind it, I definitely wouldn't be doing it, that's for sure.
Alright, we're going down.
Oh, is there another route?
Looks like there's like which one do we want to go?
Oh, this is the path I went. Oh, this is if you get teleported.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We have to go the other one then.
Yeah. They just kind of merge right here. Because I already have that part of the map unlocked. Imagine decimating a single target. We got our spoils. There's something over there on the left. I guess that's like another route that we drop down from. Maybe if we do like the statues properly or something, it'll take us there. Alright, let me just discard these freaking firecrackers. Okay, so I think we know what those are. So is it 3 per path? No, it's 4 per path.
No, it can be different. Like for one of them, I think like when I did the first variant, it was like 5 and then 3.
Oh, okay.
Like, for
Interesting.
example, the middle path seemed kind of bare bones, right? So maybe that one only has 3.
Gotcha, gotcha. So we know the well, we know the totems, and we know her teleporting us.
Yeah, this one seemed like there were more options.
Yeah.
So maybe there's like 5 this one.
Oh, that's right. There's a trap there. I avoided that the first time. I completely forgot about the second time.
Oh, there's the trap? I guess you walked on it.
Yeah, because like first time I ran over it and it didn't go off because of onslaught, because I just immediately ran north. And this time I stood middle and it blew up on me. So
I completely didn't notice because you already blew it up by the time I got there.
you know, you just warrior things. What about bosses? Do bosses, like, if you do something different in a boss fight, can that affect anything?
Yeah, they have like slightly different mechanics.
Okay. So like that just depends on what you did in the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But doing stuff in the boss fight itself isn't necessarily like going to change anything.
Right.
Did she say those numbers in like Savage mode? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
And the funny thing is, like, sometimes some of the bosses, right, depending on what you do during the route, there is like obviously like a 20-second downtime because like you cancel a mechanic or something.
Yeah, yeah. So I was thinking for Savage mode, I think the first and the last bullet are what determines stack and spread. I think that last bullet where we don't know what it does, I think that determines the second stack or spread. I'm pretty sure that's how that would work. Because that 7th or that last one, the 8th one, has no meaning. Because we know the first one's the first stack and spread. We know the 2 through 7 is the 1 through 6 limit cut. And we don't know what the last one is. I'm assuming that one's going to be next stack and spread. Oh, I'm a potato. I'm talking now, I'm thinking about a fight. Whenever I look at the VODs later today, like I plan on like, you know, looking at VODs to create like strats and stuff for us before we're going tomorrow. I'll be doing that for like the next like 2 or 3 hours or whatever. And we'll check that theory and see if I'm right. I haven't done this one before. Well, this one's shaking.
I think the one in the back haven't moved yet, at least.
Yeah, I mean the top one up there like tried attacking me, so I'm like, yeah, I don't want that one. Mimics are like my most hated enemy in Souls-like games. I hate them so much. Because you don't know if it's a mimic, and you open up and you die, and like, oh, guess I gotta reset. Yeah, it's this one over here. See this green thing? I wonder if this is going to be like in Savage. Yeah, when I was doing normal mode, I was like, I have no idea what's going on. I'm just standing on the green thing.
Yeah, there's no convenient green thing in Savage.
But we don't know if there's another mechanic later. I think this boss is way more enjoyable in Savage because this one's pretty boring.
Well, they have to be boring, right?
I thought
Or
the
not
other
boring,
two
like
were
easy.
okay for normal mode, but this one was just like, I felt like by the nature of how it worked in Savage, like they have to like dumb this one down to a certain degree, to the point where it was
Or
like
did you see the
bad.
number? I was too busy moving.
It was 5. Oh, sorry. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's whatever.
And usually they have like a little animation here where like that's different for each one.
Well, she's got chocobos. She's only got chocobo
Or
stars.
wherever Matsuya is. Yeah, it looks like he just kept moving forward.
I guess we'll just keep going right.
Yeah, fishing spot.
I left before I started fishing because I just didn't care.
Yeah. That's how I was able to like tell if the route's different or not at the very end.
This might be a big one. Oh, you got it. It's a fish.
Odd about it.
But there's something odd about it. Oh, what is it? Oh, here we go. We can see it. Oh, shoot. Look at that thing.
That's a lot bigger than I was expecting.
I'm gonna get a screenshot of this guy.
It looks a little bit like the axolotl, actually.
This is how I like my axolotls. Dead, upside down.
Oh no. Alright.
Alright, just got a screenshot and put it in there so we can remember. Cool. So let's check the book.
Yeah, the book.
Yeah, I got one. Why doesn't it like give you like a ching, you finished one of these things after like you instance out? A lollipop or a fish? You know, it did kind of look like a character.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, like this one is just like pure lore. There's like no extra hints.
So one thing that I have a question is the dancing with like the statues that we're trying to do the dance and rotating around it. Like from the text you read from one of these, why is it that the lore from one of the ones that we completed tells you what to do for the other one?
I think that's just how they do it. So like, for example, you can't unlock the secret ending until you've done like one of the other ones. That'll give you the hint if you're not like doing it unblind.
Okay. So it's like you do one, it'll tell you, hey, go do this other one. And the other one will probably tell you, go do the other one type of thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, for example, with like the first one we did, we found like the way to unlock the secret ending required like knowledge of like 2 other paths to like get it to it.
Gotcha.
Alright, let's go back in.
Alright, let's skip the statues and let's try doing the statue or the Dancy Well statue thing again.
Yeah.
See if that works. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna let you do it so we don't have like 2 people possibly screwing it up.
Alright.
So if I'm like looking at it, it's yeah, you say, oh, messenger from beyond the horizon, hear me. And they're very particular with like caps locks, commas, and periods. So make sure you get that. Twice circumnavigate, past sparrow, then turtle, then roll. So I think it's just a 720. Retrace opposite direction, negative 720. And then you perform the dance on the well panel, which we kind of did, but we did like so out of order. It was like screwed up probably. I feel like using my 1 minutes here is just overkill.
Yeah, probably. But the dot's really powerful.
So like kind of like even though it says 2460 potency, it only ticks for like 2500 per tick.
Yeah.
And 10 times. It's like a fell cleave after 30 seconds for me. Which is like, you know, it's not nothing, but like. Also, I have to say, I'm a big fan of this tree.
What?
It is super weird looking, and I like it.
Have you ever seen a pineapple plant IRL?
Only in pictures.
Yeah, they're pretty weird looking.
I've seen, so I used to live in Florida. I've seen, like those, what are they called? They're not palm trees. They're like a palm bush,
Right.
where it's like, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe it's a No, I don't know what it is. But it looks like a bush version of a palm tree, and they're very, very thick. Like, very dense.
Mhm.
Wait, so the one that we did was that the statue one? Or was
Yeah.
that denying her?
I think that was denying her.
Okay, so, okay, let's do statues again, and then accept her.
Alright. I'm pretty sure the statues don't actually do anything for the final route. They just affect the mechanics. But I can't say that for sure.
Well, let's just go with it. Let's do, we'll do the
Yeah.
dancey stuff another time then. So let's do statues, accept her, and just don't do anything else. And if it does nothing, then we know. Fix that statue. Oh, my rotation fell off. Thanks, game. Back in the good old days when you only had like 8 seconds before your rotation fell off.
Yeah, now you have so long before the combo dies.
You literally have 30 seconds. It's insane. I remember some fights, I'm like actually like trying to keep my rotation going. Just get that last GCD just in time. But anymore, it's just like, who cares?
Yeah. On one hand, it is nice when they have like forced downtime, or like by that I mean like the boss is untargetable. But at the same time, like it's too generous for normal gameplay.
Yeah. I think I would be okay because we've got a ton of quality of life. When did you start playing the game?
I started end of Heavensward, but I didn't do like any hardcore rating until Shadowbringers.
Okay, so you at least played in Heaven's Ward. I started playing in back when second coil was relevant.
Yeah.
So it was patch 2.3. And as the game has progressed, especially going from Heaven's Ward to Stormblood, and especially Shadowbringers, we got a ton of quality of life. And
Yeah.
I'm okay with that because some things were pretty stupid in this game. But at the same time, it's like I feel like that they didn't like compensate enough for giving us all this quality of life and putting the difficulty or enjoyment in something else. And it just kind of feels like that. Yeah, I have like all the super good quality of life, like with my rotation lasting 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like, you know, it feels like that. I don't want to say word baby mode, but like it just feels like that there's not much reason to care too much on like mastering the job in comparison. Because back then, let me tell you, no one knew how to play jobs back then.
Yeah.
And if you were good at the game, it was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Wait, this should do damage, it's blue. I don't know why I thought it would do damage.
That's our friendly AoE.
Like, Yoshi P, like, I think, was this in Stormblood or early Shadowbringers? I think it was in Stormblood. He was saying, like, in a life letter or whatever, where he's like, I want to put the challenge in the fights and not the jobs. And I respect that as a direction he's taking the game, but I feel like that the difficulty of the fights did not compensate enough for the dumbing down of fight complexity or job complexity, except strictly in ultimates. And ultimates are like, you know, a little bit. They're like once a year, like, you know.
Mm-hmm. I do think like at a certain level it is a bit of nostalgia though, because like, for example, everyone always praises like Sword and Unreal or like Extreme, right?
Yeah.
But like, and like it was probably like really good design at the time. But like nowadays, like when you do it in Unreal, like it just feels easier than modern streams.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is because of the quality of life, which they are more. When I say difficulty,
Mm-hmm.
difficulty does not mean uniqueness. Is when I would say that. I think fights are way more unique now. I think fights are way more detailed now than back then. But I think because it's how the jobs work, right? So they have a lot more freedom. But I feel like that there's not in. I feel like it just wasn't compensated enough with how the jobs work to a degree, except for like maybe in Ultimates. Because I do agree, like people go back and do Unreal Thor on Unreal, it's like, oh, it's a joke, and it's like, okay, well, is that a joke because of the damage or is it just mechanics? And I think it's also
Well,
like
I
you can
think
focus more on
damage-wise,
everything.
obviously, we've got a lot more mit and like a lot more OGCD healing.
Oh yeah,
But like just like mechanics-wise, like nowadays it's just you literally go to the middle and then go to your clock spot.
yeah, yeah. I don't think we can do anything here because you can't like, oh, whoopie pies. I don't know if we can dodge these because like they're like everywhere here. Yeah, because like back then, you had to focus more on your rotation. You had like healers had cleric stance where you literally did no healing. You had toggle on and off.
Yeah.
Tanks had off tank and main tank stance for aggro and mitigation / damage. And then like DPS, like especially with melees, you lost your rotation or your damage up if you just didn't get your positional. So it was even more punishing if you lost your positional. So there's a lot more things going on back then, and the OCP is taking the game direction that he said he would, where he wants to put the complexity in the fights rather than the jobs, so that he can make the fights more unique, which he is. But I feel like that the jobs complexity was pulled back too much to the point where I think you can have more job complexity while keeping the fights the same level that they are.
For sure.
But
I mean, like sometimes there's just too much quality of life. Like for example, everything, like every job getting more like charges, right?
yeah,
But, like for example, with Red Mage, like there was a lot of optimization you could do previously because you only had like one charge of acceleration.
yeah,
But like nowadays, like two charges, right? And like same with like on the dash and like the
it's kind of like low
displacement.
whatever, or like
It doesn't matter. You don't have to like worry about the timing for it because you always have like you're not going to overcap on your charges.
and it's like with tanks, right? Like back in Stormblood, I thought, in general, I think Stormblood was the most enjoyable the combat the game has ever been. But I think in, see,
No,
I just like
Stormblood.
dodged through it and I just didn't get hit. So
All right, walk through the mine.
yeah, and then she says this. So,
Yeah.
but in Stormblood, I thought the game was the most enjoyable combat wise. I didn't really like the raids in Stormblood, but I liked the combat in Stormblood.
Stormblood was well, like the first tier I did. I stopped raiding because my friend kind of quit the game,
Oh yeah,
so I stopped after like two bosses, right? And then the second tier was like, the one with like, uh, which one? The one with Omega.
no,
Or
second
sorry,
tier was
one
God
with Chaos.
Kefka.
So like the last tier, yeah.
Yeah,
That was my first experience with static, and it did not go well.
yeah,
Yeah, because I don't know. So the raid lead was like dating another member of the static, and she didn't want to raid anymore. But instead of like replacing her, they would just like cancel days like right before the raid
yeah,
session.
yeah,
And it was my first static raid, so I wasn't sure like where to draw the line.
yeah.
So I like stuck with them for like another 2 weeks, and then I was like, never mind,
Yeah.
it's not gonna work.
Raid group changes a lot of how much you enjoy the game. Like even if the content you're doing is kind of like mid, like it can be really really fun. I don't remember what it was. I think it's 4.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. So
And
one
then
thing I'll say about like the combat and final. So my most enjoyable raid, which it was Heaven's Ward. The raid tiers in Heaven's Ward were the most fun. I still to this day I think they're the most fun. Even though that the mechanics, I mean, even though now the fights are probably more complex, there's more than just like the mechanics themselves. But I had the most fun raiding in Heaven's Ward. I think Stormblood had the most enjoyable combat. Not to say they aren't like good fights now, but it's kind of like hard to like give a fair comparison of like, because like you're saying with Thornton, right? Thornton is my most favorite primal ever. But like the problem is that like that was back in Heaven's Ward whenever content was designed around a different form of like combat.
And like I do like the spectacle of it. It's just that mechanics wise it didn't age well. And I think with partly that's just like people have gotten better as well.
Like as far as like people have gone better, I don't necessarily think it's just that people in general have gone better. I think it's just there's a more population of people who are better. Where there were really good players back then too, It's just that now there's like more people who's playing the game, and then by virtue, there's more people getting better at the game, being better at the game. Because there are still a lot of crappy people out there. And let me tell you, when you run in Party Finder, you're just like, yep, this feels like Heaven's Word. They're just trash Party Finders. The Realm Reborn, oh my goodness. Like, Realm Reborn was like so boring with the combat. And the fights were, most of them were nothing unique. There were some unique fights. Like, I think T12 was pretty unique. But like, some of the fights were just so plain, and people still couldn't even do that. But then like I'm just like, yeah, it's kind of plain. But I don't know. I think it's just a mixture of just like population increase, and combat
Well, I think like
having more quality of life.
I think people only play as well as they need to. It's like
Yes.
once Ultimate was released, like people basically had to level up their gameplay.
Yeah, I agree with that. But then back in Stormblood, not many people did ultimates. Shadowbringers, we had one extra ultimate. And then in Walker, though, I think that's a case where you can make where there's a lot more people getting to ultimates. And I think in Walker, going into Dawn Trail, there's going to be so many people. I think it's 3. There's going to be like so many people who have been doing ultimates that like the skill of like people who are like lesser skilled. Like, okay, you know, Frenchie. So I've known this guy for a while. And he was I tried getting him to play way back when at Realm Reborn. He didn't like it, and then he tried playing again Heaven's Ward, and he stopped again. And then finally him, his girlfriend, and then a lot of other people started playing on Genova. He's been playing for like 2 or 3 years consistently. I think like 3 years now consistently. Same with all those people. I remember when they first started playing. Actually, it's been 4 years. They came at the end of Stormblood and Alphascape. I remember whenever they started playing, they were horrible. And it took them years and years and years. And now finally in Walker, I see the content that they're doing, ultimates, and I see the parses that they're getting and Savage Tiers. And I see like, you know, their progging capabilities, and they're way better now. Mm-hmm. Just by virtue of playing the game for years and the content they've been doing, because they've been pushing themselves, just like you said. That like you are forced to level up. So you didn't get any fish this time.
Yeah, unlucky.
I think he's just going to chill here. Okay, so did we get an extra book?
I did. I don't know if you did or not, though. You might have already gotten this one.
You're right. This is the one that we already did. So the statue maybe has nothing to do with it. So this is just going down the route that she wants you to go down.
Well, the statue, you have to go the route where you deny her 3 times, right?
No, sorry, I meant the 2 totems before the first boss.
Right.
We can do the 2 totems still, but I don't know if that has any effect.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Let me just read through the entry.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, that doesn't seem relevant.
I mean, maybe the comment here where it says connection to the wooden familiars left behind by the Forgotten. I don't know, but we'll see. So we'll go down to the left path and do the dance. And I think like, kind of like doing, talking about the fishing earlier, for me, like a big reason why I hate it is because it's very passive and RNG heavy. If there are 2 things I don't like in playing the games is passive stuff and RNG stuff, which fishing is like the embodiment of that.
Wait, I'll show you my chat log in my Discord. This is our logs channel.
Disgusting. It's just fishing. Oh, pulled it. Oh no. You landed it. But you know what? They don't take a screenshot of like the 50 times they missed it.
Well, yeah, it's the logs channel, not the failed logs channel.
Exactly. This is like social media where people only show like the best of themselves.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I want to do something where I feel like I'm making progress, not just like you missed it, you got the wrong fish. Oh, you can't get the fish anymore because the day and the weather don't align anymore. Good luck until
Yeah, but
48 hours later.
There's so many fish that you can just go for another fish.
Yeah, but then you gotta
Like until you're
teleport
at
and
the
you gotta
very
go over
end of
there.
fishing, like there's like pretty much some fish that you can catch at any time.
See, like that's another thing like I like to do. I like to just do one thing until I complete that one thing. And fishing is like you said, oh, you can't get it, just go somewhere else. And that makes me just lose my mind. I'm like, I want to get this one now because I'm here. But anyway, all I'm saying is it's not for me. I'm glad people enjoy it because it's content in the game. But I just don't enjoy it.
You should try ocean fishing though. Like it is a lot more like you have to do it at the moment. And there are objectives as well for it.
Yeah.
Like achievements for like catching a certain type of fish or like a certain amount of fish.
Look at him spin. I think like also when it comes to like the game, I am very combat orientated. So like I could care less about Final Fantasy 14 story. I think it's alright, but I just don't really care about it. But the combat is what's going to make me stick around. And the raid fights obviously have a big factor in that. But if the combat is not invigorating for me, I'm just gonna be like totally checked out. And I think that's like my issue with the game. Unfortunately, like I said, like Heaven's Ward was jank, but kind of fun. Stormblade, I thought the combat was the best. And then Shadowbringers, that's when their combat just started becoming meh for me. And then Endwalker the same. And I expect Danto to be very similar. So like, yeah, I still enjoyed progging because I did blind prog with Kaiser last raid tier, as you may know. Did we do it to him or not? I don't remember.
Yeah, let's ignore them.
Okay. So I did blind prog with Kaiser. And he and that was fun. Even though I was totally checked out of the game, even though like a few months back I was like thinking about quitting the game, I still had a really fun time progging the fight. And I realized doing new content is still fun for me in this game. It's just that once you do the new content, you're just like, what point is there to play this game? Because like the combat itself is just not that fun for me. So if I'm not doing fights that are fun, i.e. EX dungeons, what's it called? You know, low level stuff like this. I mean, obviously this is like getting a reward, so it's completely different. But like, what was the other thing? Like, hunt trains. It's like that kind of content. I'm like, I don't enjoy it because the combat isn't fun for me. Obviously, I'm doing it for a reward, which is the reason why I'm doing it. But that doesn't mean I like doing it because the act of doing it is just painful for me. And some people are totally cool with that, which is totally fine. And again, that kind of comes back
Like
with the fishing thing.
I enjoy like collection and like achievements and whatnot. If I can, I don't mind doing boring gameplay. If like there's a go to it.
I mean, that's why I do what we're doing right now, because I basically have evaluated that the reward is more valuable.
Oh, this is different from what I.
Oh yeah, he doesn't do the hammers. This is like way more annoying. All right, we're just going to pop Rampart here and eat everything.
What do you mean there is no issue? You have full uptime here.
I know, right? It's Rampart. Easy. But yeah, I mean, that's the reason why I'm doing this, is because I value the reward more than doing the content. Because if I'm doing this content right now, I'm like losing my mind because it's just so boring because it's not invigorating. But I want the reward. So I'm going to, you know, go for the reward.
Yeah, it is something that's more like, I wouldn't say exciting, but like more doable in a group, just because you have like some way to pass the time.
Exactly, because I'm talking to you. I'm thinking about talking to you, not my rotation. I don't care about the combat right now.
That's why I'm picking White Mage actually, because like, what you call it, Bard feels really bad when you're like off the 2 minutes, or like when everything's like desync, right?
Oh yeah.
Which kind of naturally happens in dungeons.
I was like a machinist. Oh, you drove just too bad.
Yeah. So I'd rather just like press 1 on White Mage than like try to figure out how to get everything back in order.
Yeah, basically. I would be fine. Like, also the thing about Final, this is, in my opinion, a very good trait and a very bad trait at the same time. Basically, it's very, very stable and very balanced. But because it's very stable, very balanced, then you don't get like that excitement of playing that one cool job that does a ton of damage, the meta job, if you will, that's like complex to play. No, everything works and everything's pretty flatlined. But then, you know, you can't get that point where like, well, I could play Gunbreaker, question mark, maybe. That maybe is a little bit more invigorating, but...
Rest and not hers 3 times.
Yeah, I'll let you do it if you want. Just look at me. How could you deny such an innocent face? Is this face innocent? She's covering one eye. That's not innocent.
What do you mean? It's a fashion statement.
Yeah, but like, what if she's hiding something behind it? That's like typical female villain in animes right there. One eye being covered. Like, come on. I've seen this anime before. I think we made her mad. Wait.
Yeah, like one opinion I have about like, I guess like rating that a lot of people I think don't share is I think it's okay to have a meta and like for some jobs to be a bit better than other jobs. It's like I think for example with week 1, right? I actually prefer a tight damage check. And I think like it's a measure of, I guess like I wouldn't say skill, but like ability to adapt if like you can play all the jobs in your row. And you're willing to like change to a different job depending on like what's a little bit better. Like I really didn't like how for P12 the damage check was so lenient.
Compared to P8, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was a little bit too tight, but like P12 was a joke.
I agree. I think mechanically, I like P12 phase 1.
Yeah, phase 1. Phase 2 is just like...
I hate phase 2. It's horrible. I hate phase 2 of P8 as well. P8 phase 1 is good though.
Can we see if we can like skip like...
Let's see what he says. Treasure chest in a place like this. He just follows me. Yeah, he's just following me. Oh, shoot.
Oh, we can just ignore them.
Yeah, cool.
Alright, ignore the chest.
Alright, I'll let you take care of this.
Let me wait for this dialogue.
Yeah, just wait for him to do this thing. We can't go any further. We'll have to find another way.
Alright, let me copy the text over.
Try staying on the line. You see that circular ring?
Mm-hmm.
Try staying on that or like inside of it or something whenever you run around. Oh! Did you like type it in wrong last time? You forgot the period last time. Oh my goodness.
That's what I was thinking.
All right, so I think you go around one more time. Yeah, so it dinged right there. I guess you just go back. Would I get this achievement too if I don't do it? Do I just have to be in your party?
Yeah, you just have to like
All right, cool.
do the round, I'm pretty sure.
I think, oh, just keep going around and then do a dance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Is that it?
Hopefully. Yeah, it's glowing.
I mean, is there anything else?
Nope. Doesn't look like it. Alright, let's pull the lever then.
Lastly, the faithful must perform a dance, thus ending the ritual and securing the 2K's blessing. Yep, that's it. Alright, cool. We got the blessing. I would think you would have had a buff, but whatever. I guess we'll see.
But it was glowing though.
Yeah, it was, but I don't know. Maybe it was a debate glow.
Yeah, we'll find out.
It's too chilly in here. See if he does anything.
You can do it, jump.
Whoa, that was the ugliest looking jump ever. He just slid down like FF14 style.
There wasn't another path like up there, right? I don't think there was.
Yeah, there's one up here to the left, but we can't get up there.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we're even going to get over there.
Maybe be able to now.
Maybe the blessing opened something? Because it's definitely a point where you can fall down. But it looks like there's like a path you can fall down there, so maybe it's the middle path. in the middle path takes you down over here or something. I mean, if we don't get anything, clearly we screwed up the statue for some way or form.
Alright, yeah, looks like we have to do something a little bit different, but I'm not sure what.
I think also if we go back to like talking about the fights, well, I think they're introducing some unique stuff and they're making the fights overall like more challenging, or like the mechanics a little bit more detailed. In a way, I think in Heavensward, they have some really unique mechanics that you just don't do anymore. Like, look at A7. Like, that arena is insane. It's crazy.
What
like
about making you become a gorilla or a bird?
Yeah, in A5, yeah. And then also in A6, whenever you had like the robots back to back to back, kind of like Criterion, where you have a whole instance in Rage.
No one is willing to do it anymore.
Well, no one will
Like,
enjoy doing
everyone
it now,
feels
but
hard
I think the thing is that that was the expectation now. But let's just say that's the direction they took their raid fights for like multiple tiers. It's like A2 and T4 with like the ad gauntlet. I like that kind of stuff, but they don't do that anymore. So it's like, I don't know. I just wish that they could like, and they're kind of doing this. I'm definitely not saying that they aren't, because they're kind of doing that with Criterion, because we're doing that right now, is making boss fights very unique, different from like the typical Savage. Because like, again, like you have the ad gauntlets. I think those are really fun. And then you have like Criterion, we have a whole instance of Rage and stuff. I think it could be better, but they're definitely moving in a direction of like having, I wouldn't say lateral scaling, but having hard content that's not your typical, 1 to 4 boss where there's always a door boss. So I think that's kind of cool, because it just gives more options. Because if it's just Savage, it's just like, I'm going to shoot my brains out. Because
I
like,
think it's good as well as like 4-man content.
Exactly, yeah.
Like a lot of people, like it's a lot easier to find 3 people than 7 people.
100%.
And like a lot of people like are reluctant to like do harder content because we don't have like the friends for it.
The quantity, the scheduling, because when I played an older MMO, raid parties were 12 people.
Right.
Typical raid dungeon. And basically how it worked is, I don't know how this works.
Well, I've never done this one.
I got a wizard, you get like a sword dude. Oh, this is just like what the mechanic that we saw. Yeah. Oh yeah, with the missiles, and then like this mage guy's gonna push me, I think. Yeah, the mage guy pushes you.
Oh no, I need to get rid of this guy.
I think it just go away after time. Because he just pushed me whenever I got too close to my tether guy. He just pushed me. Yeah, this is just like that mechanic we last saw. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Not exact, but close enough. I don't even think we need stamina green, to be honest. I think it just depends on which arrow it falls on.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like a mechanic that we see, depending the route that we take.
No, this mechanic's just the one where like it's an easier version of the Criterion one where you need to hit like every color.
Oh well, no, this is a little different.